hope that you're all well. If you're new here, my name is Lucy. I'm a mum of one and I post videos from parenting, fashion, beauty, travel, lifestyle, all that sort of stuff. So do subscribe if you like what you see. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I curl my hair. This is one of my most requested videos, and I have actually done a video on this before, which I'll pop below, and I still pretty much do the same thing, but my hair has changed colour. It's also changed condition quite a lot, so I thought I would refilm it in case any of you wanted to see how I curl it. I'm not sure why I get requested this so much, but I'm going to take it as a compliment because you obviously like the way I style my hair. I hope that you find this helpful. I'm also going to show you some of the products I use to achieve this look. I use some really simple, really basic and cheap products, and the curling iron that I use is really cheap as well. So I hope you enjoy this video, guys. I'm just going to get on with the tutorial. So this is my hair before I start curling it. I have actually blow dried this. If I let it dry naturally, my hair is completely frizzy and awful, so I really try not to do that. I try to wash my hair the night before the next day, if that makes any sense. So the night before I want to curl it, I will wash it and then I'll blow dry it before I go to bed. I don't really blow dry it straight, but I try and get it as straight as possible. So I'll just show you a few of the things that I use to get my hair to this condition and to this state ready for curling. So as I said, I washed my hair last night and blow dried it, and I used the Keratin Smooth Tresemme shampoo and conditioner. I think this stuff is so amazing. I've only recently started using it the last few weeks, but the condition of my hair has improved significantly, and I just think it leaves like a really nice sheen on my hair. It also makes it feel really smooth. In the past, when I've used keratin or oil-based shampoos and conditioners, it's just been too heavy for my hair and it just makes it greasy. But yeah, I don't find this greasy at all, and yeah, I think it's really, really good. So I didn't use this last night, but once a week I try to use a hair mask. This is the Garnier Ultimate Blends one, and this one is the argan oil, I believe. Yeah, argan oil for dry and dull hair. So the whole of my hair isn't dry, but I do find the ends quite dry where I have had bleach in it and I've dyed over the top of it. So yeah, I just think this mask is really, really amazing, and it smells really good as well. You can smell it on your hair for like 2 days after. So I try to use this in my hair once a week. And then once my hair is between sort of 80% and 90% dry, I will use a heat protection spray. At the moment I'm using this Tresemme heat protection. This is their heat defense spray. Care and protect, and again, I just think this is a really, really good product. A lot of heat protection sprays can leave a bit of a residue in your hair. I feel like this is just in my hair doing its job, but I don't actually feel it in there, and it smells really nice as well. So yeah, really, really like this. I use a boar bristle hairbrush. That makes sense? Sorry, it's a little bit gross. I could really do with getting a new one, but yeah, it's just a really, really good brush. It's by Gainwell. I will link it below. It's my favourite brush. This is like my second or third boar hairbrush, and yeah, this one is my absolute favourite. If you do struggle with frizz like I do, then definitely invest in a boar hair bristle brush. It will make such a difference. So onto the curling wand I use, and it's actually a really, really affordable curling wand. It's under £20, and it's this Babyliss Pro curling wand, and I got this from Boots when it was on offer for like £16, but I'm pretty sure it's not over £20 still, and I will pop a link to it below. This is the thinner barrel one. There is a thicker barrel which I have had before when I had really, really long hair, but for now this kind of thinner barrel is better for my length hair, and I just find it the best curling wand out there. I've used so many and I always come back to this one. So anyway, I'm just going to stop talking and waving this wand around at you and show you how I curl my hair. So I give my hair a really good brush before I start curling it, as my hair gets really tangled, and there's nothing worse than having tangles when you're trying to curl. And then I'm going to section my hair off just with a clip. This is a really skanky old clip, but it really holds my hair well. Yeah, so I'm just going to section it off. I always start at the bottom with my curls. So you don't want like a huge section of hair down, because you want to try and work in quite small sections, otherwise it just gets a bit messy. So I have about this much hair down, and then I'm going to separate that into 2 bits. So I'm going to start with a section about this big. I think that's probably about 1 inch, and I take my curling wand, and this is where you have to kind of maneuver yourself and try not to burn yourself, but I turn my curling wand upside down, and then I'm going to wrap this bit of hair around it. So I'm going to wrap it all the way around, and then I leave probably about 1 to 2 centimeters, probably about 2 centimeters spare on the end, because I don't want it to be like super bouncy curly, and I like to have like a little straight bit at the end. So I hold that for about 10 seconds, sometimes 15, sometimes less. Yeah, around 10 seconds. And then let go, and you are left with a curl that looks a bit like this. So I try not to touch my curls too much, and I'll just throw it to the back and sort of let it set and do its thing. I think a lot of people, when they see that first curl, they're like, whoa, that's super curly, and they try and sort of brush it out and pull it out straight away. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, because that curl will drop quite significantly, and I don't really want to encourage it to drop any more than it will. So again, I'm gonna wrap my hair around the curling wand and leave a bit spare. And then I'm gonna let go, and as you can see, I've got a nice curl there. So one of my top tips is to always curl away from your face. So when you curl this side, it's really hard to explain, but when you curl this side, you want to be like wrapping it away from you, and then when you do this side, you want to be wrapping it like that way away from your face. I just think that curls look better like that. If you curl into your face, you'll sort of end up with a bit of a weird curl sort of falling over your face, and I just think it kind of opens up the face a lot more if you're doing them away from your face. I hope that makes sense. It's so awkward trying to film yourself doing your hair. I've just realised I don't want to look in the viewfinder too much, but it's kind of helping me to be able to show you the curls, because obviously the mirror's in front of me and I don't want to like turn away from you. I want you to be able to see it. I think this looks like super awkward when you've got like your arm behind your head, but I kind of use my head to rest my arm on, otherwise you're going to get like a super achy arm. So that is my bottom section all done, and again, like I said, I just try to leave the curls. I don't use any hairspray whatsoever. I don't know why. My hair just doesn't need it, but I do think most of the time you would need a hairspray. I think that because my hair is quite naturally frizzy and curly, it does hold a curl a little bit better. So that's one bonus to having kind of frizzy, dry hair. It does hold it a bit better. If I am going out all day to like an event or a night out, then I do put a little bit of hairspray in, but for me, I just don't really see much difference, and my hair tends to hold the curl with or without it. So I basically have just done exactly the same in all the different sections on my hair, and this is what it looks like so far. So this is the point where I start sort of running my hands through it. I don't run a brush through it, but I kind of run my hands through it to separate the curls and kind of like calm it down a little bit. It is still really curly, but this will drop a lot during the day. And then I'm on to the last section, which is the top, and I just wanted to show you how I do the top of my hair. This is my sort of front bit, so I'll start at the back and just do another normal curl like I've done for the rest of my hair. But as I said, I tend to leave this in for just a couple of seconds less than the rest of my hair. I just feel like this gives it more of a relaxed look, but obviously if you're going for like a super curly look, then just do the same. So when I get to this last sort of front bit here, I don't want it to be like super curly, so I tend to curl it from sort of halfway down, and I'll just do like one rotation. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I've just sort of started halfway down there, so that sort of top bit is relatively smooth and straight, and I don't hold it for very long at all, so it's sort of more like this. More like a big wave than a curl. I've got so much baby hair still. I had a baby like nearly 5 years ago, but I have so much baby hair around the front. I don't think it ever disappears. Now I'm finished, I just sort of run my hands through it. I try not to do too much because obviously our hands have oils on and I don't want to make my hair oily or anything. Like I said, I don't use hairspray. But if you did, this would probably be the time to whack your head upside down, spray some hairspray in, and sort of like brush your hands through it, make it feel all natural. But yeah, that is how I curl my hair. I feel like it's very like 60s, 70s style at the moment. It tends to drop within sort of an hour, maybe like an hour and a half, to more of a wave curl, which I much prefer, so it doesn't stay this sort of like bouncy. And yeah, this curl will last me 2 to 3 days. I could probably go longer, but I do get quite greasy roots, so you could dry shampoo it and you could probably get a 4th day out of it. I think the Babyliss wand is a lot to do with that. Everyone I've recommended this to says that it curls their hair so well. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know in the comments if you try out curling your hair this way. I would love to know how you get on, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!